Sometimes the reaction might be a little hostile, but I mean, that's pretty uncommon. Usually people are maybe somewhere between like happy for us and mildly confused.
How many years of work do you think you have ahead of you? Well, Celestian Reince and Stephanie Williams might not look like they're coming up on retirement, but they estimate they're about 2 or 3 years away. And that's living in one of the country's most expensive cities, earning a very normal income.
It'd be things like, cooking your own food, living in a smaller apartment, not having a car, having mostly frugal hobbies, like things like we both love hiking and outdoors activities, and if we're doing things with friends, we'll have dinner parties rather than go to a restaurant.
The pair, both in their early 30s, say they made the decision about 7 years ago when they were working jobs they didn't exactly love. At the time, the two had a combined net worth of about zero. Since then, they've found jobs that they enjoy more. Celestian is a freelance editor and Stephanie is a receptionist. Together, they make about $80,000 a year, but already have roughly $420,000 to their name.
When you make something a habit, then it just becomes a habit and you don't really need to think about it. And the second thing, how you get to that point is what we think is important is that you want to sort of make the frugal option, or whatever it is that you're intending to do, you want to make that the easier option.
So I did all our meal prep on Saturday, so we have all our food ready to go now. So when it's dinner time and we just heat it up and go.
But how about fun? That doesn't always come cheap. The two say friends are generally pretty enthusiastic about doing less expensive activities, and with all the money saved, they can spend more on their priorities, like travel.
We usually go to 5 or 6 countries a year. As long as everything else is pretty cheap, you can generally afford to have maybe 1, maybe 2 expensive hobbies and still save enough money to retire.
Meanwhile, Celestian says he feels pretty good about how they're doing and says if you're earning at least an average household income, you don't need to go full tilt frugal to start feeling the benefits.
Even if you don't do everything, it's still better to do something, to save money rather than nothing.
As for whether the two plan to keep working after retirement,
I would probably scale it back to just taking on the projects that I really connect with.
Very casually doing some cat sitting or something like that, but certainly nothing resembling any sort of a normal job.
In Vancouver, David Zura, City News.